Good evening, everybody. Everybody have a good day so far? I love to hear that. So our third concert, since our jazz band played earlier today, our third concert is a very special part of our William Carey Band Clinic that hasn't happened in a few years. And I was very interested to bring this part of it back. And what I'm talking about is our featured performer group. So the William Carey Clinic used to feature a high school band as part of the clinic performance every year. And I was very fortunate years ago to bring my band. And for me, as a director, for my students, that was a really, really big deal in the maturation process of our program. So I felt it was very important that we share that experience with our local and state band programs. So I'm very excited to welcome the Gulfport High School Wind Ensemble tonight. I've been a big fan of this program for a long time. They were the neighboring program to me when I taught at Biloxi. And what makes it even more special is the good friends that are the directors at Biloxi, Mr. Wes Morehead, Ms. Dee Dee Pitts, and their former director, Mr. Zach Harris, who works here at William Carey with us. So I'm going to turn this over to Ms. Dee Dee Pitts, and please help me welcome the Gulfport High School Wind Ensemble.
Good evening. My name is Dee Dee Pitts, Associate Director of Bands for the Gulfport School District. Please join me and welcome to the podium Director of Bands, Wes Morehead, and the Gulfport High School Wind Ensemble. We begin tonight's performance with Jack Stamp's arrangement of the Star Spangled Banner. At his request, we will read the fourth verse. He feels that this sums up his sentiment and vision for this arrangement, which was revised shortly after the events of September 11, 2001. Oh, thus be it ever when freemen shall stand between their loved home and the war's desolation. Blessed with victory and peace, may the heaven-rescued land praise the power that hath made and preserved us a nation. Then conquer we must when our cause is just, and this be our motto: in God is our trust, and the star-spangled banner in triumph shall wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Reverberations was commissioned by the University of Georgia and premiered by the 2008 Midfest Honor Band with the composer Brian Balmages conducting. Based entirely on a two-note minor third motif, Reverberations explores the concept of sound as it echoes throughout the ensemble. The piece opens and closes with the same two pitches, which appear throughout the work while timbres and harmonies constantly change and evolve. While many references to minimalism do exist, the music does not strictly adhere to the style. Mr. Fierres taught band at all levels for 27 years in the public and private schools of Mississippi and has served as a percussion adjudicator and clinician in Mississippi and Alabama. In his retirement, he has once again made Gulfport his home. Widgets was written for and dedicated to the Bayou and Central Middle School bands in the Gulfport School District. What are widgets? Widgets are a way to view current information at a glance. In this day, our technology, we get in a hurry. Our tune starts out with a slow flowing section. As we proceed to look where we are going, we shift gears at a faster pace as we zoom into the net in search of what we are looking for. First the woodwinds, then the brass, using syncopated rhythms, take us into the net, finding the info we need. But wait, there's a glitch. As the percussion works to get us through, the low brass takes the lead, heading us to the exciting conclusion. And now for the world premiere of Widgets. Moorside Suite, from which this march is taken, was commissioned as a test piece for the British National Brass Band Championship at the Crystal Palace, London in 1928. Holst set the pattern for other composers of international repute who also wrote for the brass band in subsequent years. The march begins with a rising four-note motif, which leads into a vigorous theme, noteworthy because of its 6-bar phrases. A second theme, employing more normal 8-bar phrases, is introduced by the saxophone. The trio is reminiscent of the ceremonial marches of Elgar and Walton in its pomp and dignity. After a brief modulatory section, based on the opening motif, the first 2 themes are restated, and the march concludes with a coda containing material from the trio. Moorside March. There's a sweet, sweet spirit in this place, and I know that it's the Spirit of the Lord. One of the most notable spirit songs of the 20th century is There's a Sweet, Sweet Spirit in This Place by African-American gospel songwriter Doris Mae Akers. Sweet, Sweet Spirit expresses in simple, heartfelt language the work of the Holy Spirit as it works in the life of the church. The Gulfport Admiral Band Boosters commissioned Biloxi native Ayate Shabazz to write a work to honor Mr. Zachary Harris's retirement from the Gulfport School District. This setting of one of his favorite hymns pays tribute to his family via the small ensemble beginning in the 13th measure of the piece. Mr. Harris, his wife Sheila, daughters Brianna and Zachariah were all members of their school bands. This quartet honors their family and love of music. Please welcome to the stage former Gulfport Schools Director of Bands and current Professor of Music at William Carey University, Mr. Zachary Harris.
Students, if you weren't aware, he's pointing to the composer of that last piece. It was written by Mr. Yate Shabazz. He's here tonight. Yate, if you could stand, let's give him a big round of applause. I was going to mention him. And the piece before was written by Mr. Greg Fieras. I believe Greg is also here. Greg, if you'll stand, we'll give you a big round of applause also. He's right over here. It's nice to know composers are people too, and we can go up and say hello to them. If I can ask Mr. Morehead to join me on the stage, please. So before they play their final piece, I wanted to bring Mr. Morehead out. Mr. Morehead has been a close personal friend of mine for more years than I care to admit. We were both in the trombone section together. We've known each other for a long time. He was a member of my wedding. We've gone on trips together, and it was my distinct pleasure to have him and his very fine band be the first performing group as my first year of director of bands here. So I'd like to present him with this plaque that says, presented to the Gulfport High School Wind Ensemble, Wes Morehead Director, in appreciation for their performance at the 12th Annual William Carey University Honor Band Clinic. Let's give them a huge round of applause. At the conclusion of this concert, students, I'd like you to remain here because we have some very important announcements, but I'm going to turn this back over to Ms. Pitts so we can finish the performance.
Before we conclude tonight's concert, we would like to thank Mr. Travis Coakley, Director of Bands at William Carey University, for the invitation to perform. We also would like to thank Dr. Wes Dykes, Dean of the Winter School of Music, and Dr. Ben Burnett, President of William Carey University, for their generous hospitality. Finally, thank you to the students, parents, staff, and directors of the Gulfport Admiral Band. You are truly the Admiral Band family. We conclude tonight's concert with Chorale and Alleluia. It was completed in January 1954 and was Dr. Hansen's first work for symphonic band. It was given its premiere on February 26th at the convention of the American Bandmasters Association at West Point, with Colonel William Santelman, leader of the U.S. Marine Band, conducting. The composition opens with a fine flowing chorale. Soon, the joyous Alleluia theme appears and is much in evidence throughout. A bold statement of a new melody makes its appearance in lower brasses in combination with the above themes. The effect is one of cathedral bells, religious exaltation, solemnity, and dignity. The music is impressive, straightforward, and pleasingly non-distant, and its resonance and sonority are ideally suited to the medium of the modern symphonic band. Please welcome back to the stage Director of Bands, Wes Morehead.
couple of important announcements before we go back to rehearsals. First thing is the performance of high school bands is going to continue and probably be expanded into the future. So if there's band directors out there, if you would like to see your band on stage at the William Carey Band Clinic, let's have a conversation. But students, you can go back to your programs. If you'd like to perform on this stage with your high school band, just talk to your director and have them get in touch with me. But we're going to put some details out about 25 and beyond, and we would love to have your high school bands perform on our stage. So, yesterday and today, we had a lot of students come and audition for scholarships, and we're so excited about the interest of instrumentalists coming to William Carey to study music and other things, but participate in our music program. We feel that William Carey is a very special place, and we're able to do things differently than where you may see on other campuses. We put our money where our mouth is, so those students that are auditioning for a scholarship today are about to get their scholarship offer that they can take home. They don't have to wait a week or two or a month. They're going to get it right now. And we're very excited at the large amounts of scholarships we're about to send out. If you're a senior and you want your name on one of these envelopes and you have not auditioned with us, it's not too late. Come see us before you leave tomorrow. We would love to give you that opportunity. Additionally, we have our last scholarship audition day on Monday, March the 25th. If you're not ready to do it today or tomorrow and you'd like to prepare something and come back, we're not going to say no. We'd love to have you back on our campus. There is a link where you can RSVP for that event. Space is limited, and we've already had about 25 or 30 already RSVP for that March 25th event. But while you're here, let's talk. We would love to absolutely have that conversation with you. But for those people that audition, when I call out your name, I'd like you to come up, and we're going to hand you a very nice offer. Perfect. Yep. I'm going to apologize in advance. If I butcher your name, I'm sorry. Cooper Thomas, come on down. Cooper. Elijah Smiley. Okay, while Elijah's coming down, I'll call out the next one, Jamari